Welcome back to the Anglers Extra Pregame Show. It is time for the Manager Show, game number 31. I'm Jonny Wincott, joined by the Manager Schiff. Game 31 already. How does that feel?
It is surprising to hear it's that close. It's like, wow, it's gone by, and it's been, minimal rain, so it's been just flying along, and wow, a couple things. We got to get our butts in gear, and secondly, it's like, oh, it's almost over no matter what. It's pretty, a little disappointing.
Well, tonight you try and get those butts in gear against the Brewster Whitecaps at Stony Brook Field. Now you're in 4th place, Brewster in 5th place in the East Division. Of course, only 4 teams will make it. The Whitecaps finished in last place last year as well. Did you ever think that this game would be so big at this point in the season?
You never can tell. I mean, you just don't know, and I'm not going to get into the litany of reasons. It's everything's such a fine line, so small of a margin of error, the difference between 1st and 5th place sometimes, and you don't know what each team is going through as far as, if you study the transactions, you'll notice that teams are losing guys at a frequent basis, and everybody's losing people at this time. You just don't know how much of an effect that has on the team's chemistry, who the new guys are bringing in, what's that going to do with team chemistry, how important were those losses. Like, for us to lose 3 right-handed hitters has been devastating for us. We just haven't been able to balance the lineup up against the left-handed pitching that we see. So, that's pretty tough to overcome. We're trying to do what we can, and and again, I know all the other teams are going through that, and it's just been a tough ride for us right now just to overcome all that.
Can you remember any other season where you've lost so many guys due to whether it's injury or the MLB draft?
Oh, definitely. There's no question. That's that happens a lot. We've had, oh God, I can't remember what year it was. We had from the original roster that I turned in on January 1st, I think we had like 37 different names. So yeah, I've seen it happen. It happens a lot. So that's part of the game. That's part of being in the Cape, because there's so many other reasons why guys either don't show up or they have to leave early, injury or otherwise, summer school, just other things. So yeah, this is about par for the course.
Well, once the guys leave, do you think then the difference maker on each team, whether it be whatever season it is just depth?
Yeah, but I still think it's chemistry. It's, because everybody's good. Nobody's bad out here. There's no bad teams out here. So it's a matter of chemistry and a matter of just, how badly do you want to win?
Well, a couple of players are gone. Andrew Chin is off to bigger and better with the New York Yankees, which means a new pitcher. As we mentioned yesterday, Jeff Keel comes in, a 6'6", 200... Jerry Keel, rather. Excuse me.
He's okay. Jay, he's fine.
From Cal State Northridge, we talked about you can't miss him. He's a big fella. Now, you didn't know whether he'd be starting or leaving. Have you guys made that decision yet?
Not at all. We're going to get him out there. Hopefully today we're going to get him out there and then just get him some innings and then see where he's going to fit in. Because we are thinking of making some changes with the pitching rotation. But today's game, it has a lot to do with that, what we're going to do. So, but we hope to get Jerry's going to pitch. Like I said yesterday, he will pitch.
Jerry went only 0-11 this season, but his ERA still sat in the mid-3s. What do you know about the left-hander Keel?
Well, we saw, they weren't a very good team offensively. They just didn't score a lot of runs. If you look at Jerry's numbers a little bit more in depth, you'll see that he had a very good walks-to-strikeout ratio and an outstanding hits-to-innings ratio. So, and if you look at somebody, he was the #1 starter in that conference, and he's facing, Cal State Fullerton and the likes of those guys, and he's competing hard against those guys. When you have an ERA of under 3 or right around 3 in that conference, and you're 0-11, you must be pitching pretty well. So the reports are good that he's a strike thrower, can keep the ball down, which means we can get ground balls from him. We just need a guy to take up innings for us, and hopefully that's going to happen.
Well, tonight, Jordan Hillier gets to start, the sophomore from Kennesaw State. He's been your best starting pitcher this season. He's 3-0, a league-best ERA of .85. You think your team goes into the games with a little more confidence when he's on the mound?
Yes, I do. I think so. I mean, it's, you just know you're going to get a solid effort every night. The one thing that he does do is he keeps the hitters in the game because he's not throwing a lot of balls. We've had difficulty. We have a lot of guys that have been pitching with, big counts. You can't be successful in this league if you're pitching, 3-1, 3-2, 2-0 all the time. And Jordan very rarely gets into those counts. He gets in, he gets the job done. He's very efficient, and guys like to play behind a guy like that.
On the other side for the mound, it's Kenny Oakley on for the Whitecaps. Now, he's a right-handed pitcher. Your team has seen plenty of southpaws this season. Do you think you're at any advantage when you face a righty?
Well, we saw one last night, and we didn't exactly tear the cover off. It's just inches and breaks. I mean, we needed a couple breaks last night. We didn't get them. I don't think it matters who we see, righty or lefty. I think it's a baseball game. We've actually fared better against lefties in the last couple of weeks than we have against righties, but who knows? It's just how are we mentally prepared to play the game? Are we going to get some lady luck on our side, and then you go from there?
Well, tonight, the 4th place Chatham Anglers take on the 5th place Brewster Whitecaps right here at Stony Brook Field. Manager John Schiffner, good luck.
Thank you, Johnny.
Now let's send it back to the booth with Dom Catronio.